Lin Wanxing stared at her phone screen, her finger hovering over the input box for 3 minutes before finally typing a line. Today's club activity was so tiring. I really want to stay in the dorm and eat hot pot. After sending it, she buried her face in the pillow, her ears quietly burning. This was the third month of her online relationship with AU. 3 months ago, she was dragged by her best friend to register on an anonymous dating app, originally to pass her spare time, but she never expected to chat so well with this boy named AU online. AU didn't talk much, but he was especially good at listening. When she complained that her professional courses were too difficult, he would patiently reply, "Take your time, I'll be with you." When she shared the stray cat downstairs in the dormitory, he would send a photo of the sunset he took, saying, "What's more healing than the cat is that you are willing to share with me?" They talked about life ideals and the little emotions they didn't dare to say to people around them. Except for appearance and identity, Lin Wanxing wasn't delicate, but she was a little inferior, always feeling that she was ordinary and plain, not worthy of the gentle and insightful AU. Until last week, AU gently asked to see her photo. She panicked, thought about it, and finally took out a photo of her roommate Su Ran. Su Ran was the most beautiful girl in the dormitory, bright and dazzling, like a little sun. Lin Wanxing thought. She would use Su Ran's photo to perfunctory for a while, and then confess everything when they got more familiar. She sent the photo nervously, ready to be exposed, but AU only replied, "As beautiful as I imagined." The tenderness in his tone almost overflowed the screen. At that moment, Lin Wanxing was both relieved and guilty, relieved that she had muddled through, and guilty that she had deceived the person who had always treated her gently. She secretly made up her mind that she would confess to AU when they met next time. Days passed, and their relationship grew deeper and deeper. AU would occasionally send her small gifts, not expensive things, just the niche books she casually mentioned, useful hand cream, and the fudge she loved to eat, every one of which hit her preferences. Lin Wanxing felt more and more guilty. She began to deliberately avoid AU's request to meet, making various excuses to shirk. But AU never got angry, just gently said, "It's okay. Wait until you're ready." The change happened on a Saturday afternoon. Lin Wanxing went shopping with Su Ran in the mall near the school. As soon as she walked into a milk tea shop, she saw a tall and straight boy standing at the counter wearing a simple white shirt with smooth side face lines and gentle eyebrows and eyes, just like the AU she imagined. What made her heart beat faster was that the phone case in the boy's hand was exactly the same as the one AU had posted on his moments. Lin Wanxing subconsciously pulled Su Ran to hide behind the shelf, her heart pounding. She watched the boy finish ordering milk tea, turn around and walk towards the door, his eyes inadvertently sweeping over the shelf, just falling on her. At the moment their eyes met, Lin Wanxing's mind went blank. She could clearly see the surprise in the boy's eyes, and a hint of imperceptible tenderness. The boy stopped, walked towards her, his voice deep and gentle, exactly the same as his voice on the phone. Lin Wanxing's face turned pale instantly, her hands and feet were cold. She lowered her head, not daring to look into his eyes. Her voice as thin as a mosquito's eye. "I'm not." She subconsciously pushed Su Ran forward, praying that he would take Su Ran as the person in the photo. Su Ran was also stunned. He looked at the boy in front of her in confusion, then at Lin Wanxing, who was stiff all over, and instantly understood what was going on. But she didn't expose it, just smiled politely. But the boy didn't look at Su Ran. His eyes were always on Lin Wanxing, his tone without the slightest blame, only gentle tolerance. "I know it's you, Wanxing. Your voice, your little movements, and they are minus him. You always say when chatting. I all remember." Lin Wanxing suddenly raised her head, her eyes filled with tears, and guilt and grievance surged in her heart instantly. "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, AU, I lied to you. The photo is not me, it's my roommate Su Ran. I'm too inferior. I'm afraid you won't like me when you see the real me." She kept apologizing as she cried, incoherently, ready to be broken up with. The boy stretched out his hand and gently wiped the tears from her face. His movements as gentle as possible. Silly girl. I like you. The Lin Wanxing who complains to me about difficult professional courses. Who shares Stray Cats. And who is happy for a long time because of a small thing, not the person in the photo. Lin Wanxing was stunned, unable to believe her ears. You. Aren't you angry? I lied to you for so long. I was angry. The boy smiled, his eyebrows curved. Angry that you didn't believe in yourself. Angry that you would rather lie to me than let me see the real you. But I feel more sorry for you. Sorry that you don't dare to be yourself because of inferiority. He paused, then continued, in fact, I knew the photo wasn't you a long time ago. When I first saw the photo, I thought it didn't look like you. Later, chatting with you, I felt more and more that you are cuter and more real than the person in the photo. Lin Wanxing cried even harder, but this time it was not because of guilt and grievance, but because of moved. She looked at the boy in front of her, sobbing and asking, then why didn't you expose me? I wanted to wait for you to tell me yourself, the boy said gently. I wanted to wait for you to be brave enough, wait for you to be willing to give me the real you. Besides, there's something I haven't told you either. Lin Wanxing looked at him suspiciously, her eyes full of confusion. The boy took a deep breath and said seriously, I'm not an ordinary college student. I'm the heir of the Lu group, Lu Yu. I didn't tell you before because I was afraid my identity would scare you. Afraid you would think I was deliberately hiding it. And also afraid you were with me only because of my identity. His sentence was like a thunderbolt, blowing Lin Wanxing's mind blank. The Lu Group, the top conglomerate spanning real estate, technology, and finance. She never thought that the person she had been in an online relationship with for 3 months was actually the legendary heir of the conglomerate. She opened her mouth, but didn't know what to say. Her eyes full of shock. Lu Yu looked at her shocked appearance, his eyes full of gentle smiles. I know this is sudden. You don't have to give me an answer now. I just want to tell you, no matter who I am, no matter what you look like, what I like is always you. I don't want to chat with you through the screen anymore. I want to see you every day, want to eat hot pot with you, want to go see Stray Cats with you, want to give you all my tenderness. Su Ran watched from the side, couldn't help laughing. Genli pushed Lin Wanxing's arm and whispered, silly girl, don't be in a daze. He said so much. Why don't you agree? Lin Wanxing came back to her senses, looked at Lu Yu's gentle eyes. Tears fell again, this time tears of happiness. She nodded vigorously, her voice sobbing. I do. Lu Yu, I do. I'm sorry. I won't lie to you anymore. I will be brave enough to be myself and stay with you. Lu Yu smiled, reached out and gently hugged her. His movements gentle and careful, as if holding a rare treasure. It's okay, he whispered in her ear. From now on, I'm here. I will make you more confident little by little, and let you know how good you are and how worthy you are of being loved. The warm light of the milk tea shop fell on the two of them, gentle and healing. Su Ran stood aside, watching the embracing couple. With a relieved smile on her face, Lin Wanxing leaned in Lu Yu's arms, listening to his steady heartbeat, feeling full of security. She finally understood that true love is never about pretending or hiding from each other, but about being willing to confess all your imperfections to each other, and being willing to accept all your little shortcomings, then growing up together and walking to the end. Later, Lin Wanxing learned that Lu Yu had noticed her a long time ago. Before she registered on the dating app, Lu Yu had seen her at a campus public welfare activity. She was wearing a volunteer uniform, squatting on the ground, gently feeding the stray cat, and the sun was shining on her face, clean and gentle. At that moment, Lu Yu was moved. Later, he accidentally saw her profile on the dating app, recognized her and took the initiative to start a chat, just wanting to approach her and get to know her as an ordinary person. Their love had no grand confession or overwhelming gifts, but it had the most sincere tenderness and the most firm preference. Lu Yu would accompany her to professional classes, help her make up for difficult knowledge points, and personally cook brown sugar ginger tea for her when she had her period. Lin Wanxing also learned to accept her imperfections, would accompany Lu Yu to business activities, and when he was tired, quietly stay by his side, giving him warmth and strength. Some people said that Lin Wanxing was lucky to meet a conglomerate like Lu Yu, but only Lin Wanxing knew that what she met was not a conglomerate, but the Lu Yu who was willing to tolerate her inferiority, appreciate her ordinariness, and spoil her like a princess. And Lu Yu also knew that what he met was not the bright and dazzling girl in the photo, but the real kind. Gentle Lin Wanxing who could light up his whole world. It turned out that the best love is never about deliberate pretense or mutual concealment, but that I am willing to confess all my imperfections to you, and you are willing to accept all my little shortcomings. Then grow up together and walk to the end. Just like Lin Wanxing and Lu Yu, one is inferior and ordinary, the other is radiant, but because of an accidental online relationship and a sincere heart, they came together and became the most precious existence in each other's lives.